How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Gundam card game video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today is the official launch date for the third Gundam card game set, Steel Requiem, and I figured we would celebrate the release with a top 15 list. I initially wanted to do like a top 10 because those are just, I don't know, just rolls off the tongue, but a top 10. But there's so many awesome cards in this set that I really had to narrow it down. And just narrowing it to 15 was also pretty hard. I wanted to include cards that weren't LRs in this list. So, yeah, this is a really fun one. I really like this set. I think there's a lot of really cool cards and new archetypes and decks and all that kind of good stuff. We're going to go ahead and jump into an overlay in just a moment, but if you are curious as to if I'm going to be making any deck videos in the future, yes, I have a whole bunch of deck videos planned, including like a couple compilation videos that'll have a bunch of deck brews that I am, brewing, and then we also have our booster box openings next week when I get my booster boxes. So lots and lots of Steel Requiem content in the pipeline for the Gundam card game. Absolutely stoked. So let's just go ahead and, cut the preamble. Let's go into our overlay and talk about some Gundam cards. All right, and I figured let's start it off with what I think might just be my favorite card of the set. We have the Gundam NT-1. This one is the Gundam from War in the Pocket. Awesome little Gundam miniseries. And this is a level 5 4-cost 4/4 Earth Federation, links with both Christina McKenzie and Amuro Ray, which is pretty good. Considering that Amuro Ray is one of the best pilots in the game. This has Repair 2, and when paired, choose one rested enemy unit, you deal 1 damage to it. When this effect destroys an enemy unit, draw 1 card. This card does literally everything that I love in card games. It does direct damage, and it lets me draw cards. Also, it just happens to pair with one of the best pilots in the entire game. It's a super iconic mobile suit with super iconic pilots, and what can you say? This one's awesome. I actually just love this card. I'm going to be putting this into a lot of decks. I think I'm going to be putting this into a lot of decks that just run Amuro Ray as kind of maybe like a 2 of. I also like the RX-78 2LR from set 1 that also lets you draw a card, but I think I might be doing like a 2 and 2 with those, and then a 4 of the starter deck one. I'm not sure the ratios yet, as I'm kind of still working through some stuff, but I genuinely really love this card. And also, there's some cool stuff in the background. There's the Santa Claus. There's a Zaku over here. Yeah, good stuff. All right, moving on to Look of Determination. This card is so good, and it is definitely one of my favorites of the set. A level 2 2-cost command card. Look of Determination says, burst, you activate this card's action, and then action, choose one active enemy unit that is level 2 or lower. Destroy it. Super good. Level 2 2-cost, blow up a level 2. This is pretty good tempo, and also just great if you've already established board control and your opponent's doing some shenanigans, but there's more. If there are 10 or more cards in your trash, you choose one active enemy unit that's level 4 or lower instead. Extremely powerful. So now you're blowing up a level 4 card with a level 2 card. I think this is the kind of stuff that the Gundam card game needs. We need more powerful removal. I've talked about this in the Rogues Gallery Discord, and I've mentioned this in like the comment section a couple times, but I think one of the reasons why blockers are so good in the Gundam card game compared to other games that have almost exact same combat systems, like Shadowverse Evolve, literally the exact same combat, and Shadowverse also has blockers. They're called wards in that game. But they're not a big deal in Shadowverse, and that's because Shadowverse has really powerful removal. So your opponent can play like a big ward dude, and then you just blow it up. Who cares? More powerful removal in the Gundam card game will definitely help stem all of the blockers. So I like this card a lot, not just against blocker decks, but against blocker decks and other decks. This is awesome, and the fact that it's action, chef's kiss. Great card. Next up, we have the Big O. This is the harbinger of a brand new archetype, the Jupitris archetype. It's also Titans, but the Jupitris deck, I think, lends itself to be a lot on the Jupitris side. This is going to see a lot of play in this current, or in this upcoming meta. So this is a level 7/5, cost 5/5. Titans Jupitris, also links with Scirocco, which is an incredibly powerful pilot. Don't worry, we're going to talk about him. This has repair 3, and then during pair, when one of our other units with repair attacks, choose one enemy unit whose level is equal to or lower than this, or then that unit, and rest it, which is pretty excellent. We want to have a bunch of other units with repair, which that just happens to be a lot of them in blue these days, especially in this this archetype. I mentioned in a previous video, I think I kind of just slipped my mind that I thought this triggered off itself, but it does not. This only says other units. But still, a 5/5 with repair 3 is extremely powerful, and it also pumps up all of our other repair stuff, which is really, really good. Next up we have Scirocco. This is one of my favorite pilots from the set. Not my favorite pilot. We'll go over my favorite pilot. But Scirocco is so good. They really juice this guy up. He's a level 5, 1 cost, 2/2. Already pretty good right there. Burst, add to hand. And then when you link this, and by the way, he has 3 really relevant types: Titans, Jupitris, and new type. All 3 really relevant, especially new type. But, you know, Jupitris makes it so you want to put it in the Jupitris deck. But having this new type trait makes him pretty versatile if you want to do some shenanigans. Anyway, when linked, you choose one of our other units, and it gains repair 2 for this turn, so it automatically synergizes with the big O. Then, if this is a Jupitris unit, you draw a card. This is so good. You give repair 2, and you draw a card. Like, Bandager is, like, so sad. If you didn't know, in the Gundam card game, Bandager is a level 5, 1 cost, 2/2. When you play him, you draw a card. This one, like, draws a card and also can pump one of your dudes. It's a little bit more specific, but man, Scirocco is so good. So yeah, definitely making the list. Next up, okay, this is a pet pick of mine. I really like this card, and it's going into my favorite Gundam deck, my blue-red Neo new type deck. So this is a level 6/5 cost 4/4, the Kshatriya Besserung. It has repair 1, pretty good. And then also deploy, you draw a card. Awesome, it just immediately replaces itself. And it links with my favorite pilot, Merida Cruz. And it's a Neo Zeon card. So there's a lot of cool stuff that's going on here. First of all, we have blue Neo Zeon, and it kind of forces you to play red as well because of the Merida Cruz link. So this is kind of like Gundam's, like, I wouldn't say their first multicolored card, because there's also other cards, you know, like the Altron Zala link kind of potential, the red-white with Altron and the seed stuff. But still, I like this design space where they're like, okay, to get the most out of this, you need to play 2 colors. And I dig it. So it's one of my favorite, you know, pilots, or it's literally my favorite pilot on one of my favorite mobile suits. And it's really good. So you slap Merida on this. You have a card that replaced itself that also, you know, pings for damage and repairs. This is sweet. I'm gonna run a couple copies of this in my deck. It's so good. Anytime you get a card that replaces itself is really, really strong. You're gonna see a recurring theme, by the way, in this list. Next up, we have the Gundam Age 2 Normal. This is some juice for the Age deck. I'm not sure if it's enough juice, but I think it's enough juice to kind of get the Age rolling. And I've seen some people kind of like theory craft like a blue-green Age deck. So it's a level 5, 4 cost, 4/4. It's Age and Earth Federation, links with Osamu Asano. And it has some really, really interesting effects. So when linked, you get to place a EX resource, which is really good for the Age deck. There's a lot of mechanics that care about EX resources and placing them with that particular archetype. But also, during pair, enemy units choose this rested unit as their attack target if possible while attacking. A really, really interesting effect that basically makes this like a super blocker, right? It makes it so all of your opponent's stuff have to go for this before they go for literally anything else, which I think is really, really cool. This also protects like your other rested units as well, because they have to attack this one instead. And if you have some like tricks up your sleeve, anything to, you know, any action phase type stuff, I don't know. This is a cool card. I like it a lot. Next up, we have the G-Fred. This one is a powerhouse, a level 6, 4 cost, 4/5. This one is a Zeon trait, one of my favorite traits in the game. Links with Nyaan. Talk about her also. We have 2 effects. Activate main. Once per turn, you can pay 1, and you exile a pilot in your trash and deal 1 damage to all enemy units. All enemy units. Super, super sweet. It's only once per turn, though. We also have a link effect. During this turn, this unit may choose an active enemy unit with AP equal to or less than this unit as its attack target. Really good at just kind of like dealing a bunch of damage to all of the small stuff. I think is a cool like mid-range and top-end card against aggressive decks because it just blasts their board. And it has a really good pilot link, which we'll talk about in just a moment. I really like the G-Fred, and I can see me playing this in any Xeon-based deck. Probably red-green, but yeah, I think it's very, very cool. This is a great card. Next up, we have Nyaan. This is my favorite pilot from the set. This is a level 4, 1 cost, 1/2. She has 2 extremely relevant types, is both Xeon and new type, and she has a link effect. Place the top card of your deck into your trash. If you placed a Xeon or Clan card with this effect, choose an enemy unit and deal 1 damage to it. This is, once again, you're going to see a recurring theme. There's like 2 types of effects that I really love, and you're going to see them on a lot of these cards. She deals direct damage and kind of gives you a little bit of value, especially if you're playing stuff like the G-Fred that actually cares about cards in your trash. So yeah, I like this card a lot. Relevant links or relevant types, decent stat lines with the G-Fred. It makes it a 6/6, right? Because it's a 4/5. Yeah, it makes it into a 6/6 that you can ping something and ping more things with this effect and just attack something. Yeah, this is really sweet. I definitely like the. I'm a big fan of Nyaan and the G-Fred. So great stuff. Next up, we have the Zeydra. This card kind of like blew me away when I first read it. It's a level 6, 5 cost, 4/5. By the way, this is just a rare. Keep that in mind as I read what it does. It has high maneuver, just unconditionally. It's unblockable, which is kind of sweet. And then when you pair it with any X-Rounder pilot, you can choose 4 Vegan cards in your trash. So they don't have to be units or pilots or whatever. It's just 4 Vegan cards. So you can do a base and a pilot and 2 units or whatever. You exile them. If you do, choose an enemy unit that's level 4 or lower, and you destroy it. This is a crazy good card. You blow up a level 4 card, which a lot of blockers are level 4. A lot of pesky cards are level 4. This just has high maneuver, and I assume you are linking it up with Ziyart Galette. This is a Vegan type card. This is so sweet. This is the kind of deck where you want to put a bunch of stuff in your graveyard anyway. So you're probably going to have a lot of Vegan stuff in your graveyard, or in your trash, I should say. This card's awesome. I love this card so much. It's crazy. Like I guess they put it as a rare because they didn't have room to make it an LR in the set. It's such a powerful card. I like it a lot. Ooh, next up we have some juice for one of my favorite archetypes, Zaft. We have the Providence Gundam, level 7, 5 cost, 5/5, Zaft. During pair with a Zaft pilot, during our turn, all of our Zaft units get +2 AP, including this card. On attack, choose an enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it for each for each 4 AP this unit has. So if it has 5, it'll deal 1 damage. If it has 8, it'll deal 2 damage, 12, 3 damage, and so on. And it links with Rau Le Creuset. So this card does everything that you want for Zaft. It pumps your Zaft squad, and Zaft really generally cares about having 5 or more AP. And so this just pumps your whole board so you can get all of your sweet Zaft triggers. And then also on attack, you don't even need to have it linked or anything. You can just blast something for a whole bunch of damage. This is such a powerful card, especially when you pair it with the pilot, Rau Le Creuset, and it just does so much. Rau himself does +2, +1, so that would make this a 7 and then plus a 2 from its effect, a 9 attack with just Rau. It's so big. It does so much damage, dude. Well, speaking of Mr. Le Creuset, we have Rau Le Creuset. This is an extremely good pilot for Zaft. Level 4, 1 cost, 2/1. Having the +2 is so good for Zaft because up until now, all of the other Zaft pilots only gave +1, which made it really hard to get to that 5 AP breakpoint for the archetype, and Rau just does it. Also, when you link, you get to choose a Zaft base in your trash and you add it to your hand, so it's kind of like drawing a card. This is just fantastic. Absolutely baller for the Zaft deck, and you can get a base back that also gives, pumps pumps to your team. So good stuff. Like, yeah, this is exactly what Zaft needed, and definitely elevates the archetype. Is it enough to make it like super powerful? Well, we'll see, but I think it's enough to make it like, you know, fun and playable. I liked Zaft before. I'm a Zaft believer, and I think this is some good stuff. Next up, we have the Altron Gundam. So I'll be honest, the last 4 cards here are gonna be like meta and power picks. These are cards I put on here because I'm like, I feel like I just kind of have to put them on. They're really cool and they're really good. I like them, and I feel like everyone would expect these to be on the list. So the Altron Gundam is extremely good. It's a high cost card. It's a level 8 6 cost 5/6 G team, links with Wu Fei, and its effects are just crazy. I mean, it's a level 8 card, but this one is one of the cards that actually lives up to this high level cost. So it has Breach 5, which is the best Breach number, because most, well, I guess Breach 6 would be the best Breach number, but most bases have 5 health. So this just kills any base, right? For the most part. There's the 6 health bases, but most bases. And then on attack, doesn't need to be linked or paired or anything, just on attack, you choose an enemy unit with blocker and you blast for 5. Doesn't have any restrictions or anything. You can choose any blocker, can be a level 8 blocker, and you blast it for 5 damage. This is so good. It's so much value, just that much better than the previous Shenron. It has a high level cost, but I think it's a great payoff. This is a kind of card that I can see you putting in decks that you don't run, that aren't even running Wu Fei or G Team stuff, just because you don't need anything else, right? Like this, it does everything by itself. This is just a good payoff for getting to level 8. Great card. And if you hate blockers, here you go. Here's something that can blast all those blockers. You breach into a blocker and kill another blocker. Yeah, great stuff. Next up, we have the Gundam Exia Transam. This card is sick. This has such cool effects. There's no way I wasn't including this card. It's a level 6 6 cost, or level 7 6 cost, 6/4, links with Setsuna as CB and GN drive, and it just has suppression on it. I love it when the units just have powerful effects just on them. And then it also says, when this unit destroys an enemy shield area card with battle damage, if there are 10 or more CB cards in your trash, choose an enemy unit with the lowest HP and destroy it. Once again, hey, maybe you're catching the theme. Maybe you're catching the theme here. I think removal in the Gundam card game is so good. It's at such a premium right now, and this is a really good way to do that. You do need to, sneak through all of their blockers and get an attack in. But man, if you do, you suppression, you hit 2 of their shields and blow up one of their things. The thing, yeah, it's just so good. I want to mention, and I mention this every single time, we do have official confirmation from Bandai that this does not trigger twice. If you hit them and you trigger the suppression, you don't get to blow up 2 things. You only get to blow up 1 thing, because suppression blows them up simultaneously. So there is that. You only get to kill 1 thing, but blowing up 2 of their shields and killing one of their things. This is the thing with lowest HP, but if they only have a 4/4, then you blow up their 4/4. Yeah, card is very, very cool. And if you link this with Setsuna, man, you're jamming in for like what, 9, because Setsuna gives +2/+1 and then additional +1 when it attacks. So you're jamming in for 9. Yeah, great. Next up, we have the Freedom Gundam. I put it on here because it's a flashy effect, and I know a lot of people are pretty excited for this one. It is a level 6 5 cost 4/5 triple ship alliance, links with Kira Yamato, and has a pretty unique effect, kind of similar to the Gundam Age that we talked about before. But it says, while this unit is rested, friendly shields can't receive battle damage from enemy units. So it doesn't force your opponent to attack this one specifically. They can still attack your other units, right? But it really incentivizes them to attack this one instead of anything else. And obviously you back this up with a bunch of shrinky dink effects, like, minus AP, action phase type stuff, and you have a pretty powerful defense. This is on the list because of, well, flashiness, and also because I feel like a lot of folks would expect this to be on the list. It's a cool card, and I know this will be one that folks will want to try out. It's also one of the cards that, once again, not parasitic, like, I mean, it has the link, obviously, but if you just play this, the effect happens, which is pretty sweet. So, well, it needs to be rested, of course, but, you know what I mean. It's a cool card. And then finally, one of my absolute favorite units from this set. We have the Gundam Barbatos Lupus. This is a level 7, 6 cost, 5/5, and whew, the effect is so sweet. I absolutely love this. Obviously links with Mikazuki. It's a Tekkadan Gundam frame. So activate main, not once per turn. You choose 3 Tekkadan or Teiwaz units. They have to be units from your trash. You exile them. If you do, you choose an enemy unit and deal 2 damage to it. So for every 3 Tekkadan or Teiwaz units you yeet from your trash, you get to blast something for 2. But you can do this as many times as you have cards in your trash. And this is a level 7 card, so presumably you're making some trades, you're doing some stuff, and you have a bunch of cards in your trash. You play this, you have 9 Tekkadan cards, you just blast 6 damage across, 3 targets or however many targets you want. Up to 3 targets. This card is super good. I love this effect. Once again, big fan of any of the removal in the Gundam card game, and anything that just has, and this was the theme. It was it was removal and card draw, but essentially what that boils down to is card advantage. I love card advantage. Anything that gives you like a 2-for-1, 3-for-1 value is extremely good. This one can give you crazy value, right? You get your unit, and then you can feasibly Magical Christmas Land blow up 3 things or more. Like you can just, machine gun their board down. So this is a fantastic card, and once again, you don't need a pilot or anything to make use of that. So those are my 15 cards. Let's go back to me. Oh, it's back to me. I would like to know what your picks are in the comment section down below. What are your, I don't know, let's say 5 to 15 if you want to be greedy like me and do 15 picks from the set. I think there's a lot of extremely cool stuff. There's a bunch of stuff on here that I just had to cut because I liked these cards more, or I felt like they're going to be more impactful. Like there's all of the Cyclops team stuff. There's the superpower block stuff, which I think is really interesting. So yeah, I'd like to know what your picks are. The Comfort, the Cyclops team stuff, just barely didn't make it on here. So let me know how you are enjoying the Gundam card game set 3, or I guess since today is the launch day, and you're watching this on launch day, you picking some up? Did you have good pulls? I don't know. You'll see my pulls next week when we open up our boxes. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you for being here. Yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.